Welcome back, everybody. We're in day 7. 31 days through the Proverbs. We've made to day 7. Let's go ahead and jump into the text. Proverbs chapter 7, starting in verse 1. My son, keep my words and treasure my commandments within you. My commandments and live, in my teaching as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding your intimate friend, that they may keep you from an adulteress, from the foreigner who flatters with her words. For at the window of my house I looked out through my lattice. I saw among the naive, and discerned among the youths and young men lacking sense, passing through the street near her corner, and he takes the way to her house. In the twilight, in the evening, in the middle of the night, and in the darkness. And behold, a woman comes to meet him, dressed as a harlot and cunning of her heart. She is boisterous and rebellious. Her feet do not remain at home. She is now in the streets, now in the squares, and lurks by every corner. So she seizes him and kisses him, and with a brazen face she says to him, I was due to offer peace offerings. Today I have paid my vows. Therefore I have come out to meet you, to seek your presence earnestly, and I have found you. I have spread my couch with coverings, with colored linens of Egypt. I have sprinkled my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us drink our fill of love until morning. Let us delight ourselves with caresses. For my husband is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He has taken a bag of money with him. At the full moon he will come home. With her many persuasions she entices him. With her flattering lips she seduces him. Suddenly he follows her as an ox goes to the slaughter, or as one in fetters to the discipline of a fool, until an arrow pierces through his liver, as a bird hastens to the snare. So he does not know that it will cost him his life. Therefore, my sons, listen to me and pay attention to the words of my mouth. Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. For many are the victims she has cast down, and numerous are all her slain. Her house is the way to Sheol, descending to the chambers of death. Proverbs chapter 7. Thoughts on Proverbs? Another strong proverb against adultery. Clearly problems with that are spoken out quite frequently within the scriptures. Key verses here as we look at, let's go back and take a look at verses 21 and 22. Notice with her many persuasions, she entices him. With her flattering lips, she seduces him. Suddenly he follows her as an ox goes to the slaughter, or as one in fetters to the discipline of a fool. Quite graphic example, great depiction of what can occur. And there's something that we should remember here within the Old Testament specifically, and also it cascades onto the New Testament too. But there can be a dual meaning for adultery. So without doubt, there's clearly that sexual immorality is showcased here in the Proverbs, in other places of Scripture as well. So no doubt about that. You just can't deny that at all. But it's interesting that that can be contrasted and compared to adultery with the world, turning away from God. And there were many examples of this and within the Old Testament where that comparison is made. If you go to look in Isaiah, if you go to Jeremiah, Ezekiel, even in Hosea, there's examples of that. And you see that idolatry and alliances with foreign nations are often portrayed as adulterous relationships. Why? Because they've left their first love. As we see, even if you go to the book of Revelation and the first part of Revelation, chapters 2 and 3, with the letters to the churches, you'll see where it talks about leaving their first love. We read about the marriage supper of the Lamb. So there's this relationship between God and us that he wants to continue and that should be intimate in a way. And when we turn away from that, it's compared to an adulterous relationship within the marriage vow as well. So interesting comparisons. Proverbs 7 hits hard. So a good one to look at, not only to evaluate your relationships, but also to evaluate your relationship with the God of the universe. That'll bring us to the end of Proverbs chapter 7. God bless you all. I hope you're doing well, and we will see you tomorrow as well as we hit chapter 8. Take care now, everybody.